She is sitting in a parked car outside her own apartment, and she will not go inside yet. There are 4 shopping bags on the passenger seat, tissue paper, a candle, a sweater she does not need, and a pair of shoes she already owns in a slightly different color. The engine is off. She is not crying. She is doing the thing people do after a binge that nobody talks about, which is the quiet math. She is trying to figure out how much she just spent and how she will hide it from herself, not from anyone else. From herself. Her name does not matter, so let us call her Dana. Dana makes $140,000 a year. On paper, Dana is the person you are supposed to envy. She got the promotion. She has the title with the word senior in it. She has the salary that her younger self would have called rich, the number that was supposed to fix everything, and she is sitting in a cold car, hiding bags from her own brain, with $1,100 in her checking account and 3 days until rent. Here is what nobody will tell you, and I am going to tell you because I am one of you. Dana does not have a money problem. Dana has a feeling problem that she has been paying to avoid. And the salary, the gorgeous 6-figure salary, did not save her. It funded her. Let me pull the camera back because the car is just one scene. The pattern is the whole movie. Rewind 8 years. Dana is 24, making $38,000, and she has a rule. She tells herself that money is tight right now, but it gets easier when you earn more. Reasonable. Everybody believes this. You believe this. The idea that more income equals more peace is so obvious it feels like gravity. So Dana grinds. She takes the extra projects. She answers the emails at 11 at night. She gets the first raise, then the second, then the jump to a new company that nearly doubles her. And a strange thing happens that she does not notice while it is happening. Every time the income goes up, the spending goes up to meet it, and then it goes up a little past it. Not on rent. Not on anything she could point to and defend. It goes up on small soft purchases that arrive when she feels a certain way. A bad meeting becomes a cart full of skincare. A lonely Sunday becomes a new coat. A win at work becomes a celebratory dinner that costs what she used to spend on groceries in a week. The raises did not change her life. They changed the size of the hole she could not fill. This is the part I need you to sit with, because it is the part that is also true about you. Dana was never shopping for objects. She was shopping for a state of mind. She was buying a 10-minute window where she felt in control, chosen, soothed, or rewarded. The sweater was just the receipt for that feeling. Psychologists have a clean name for this, and it is worth knowing. It is called affect regulation. Your brain does not love feeling bad, so it reaches for the fastest available lever to change how it feels. For some people, the lever is a drink. For some, it is food. For a huge number of people who look completely fine, who have jobs and savings apps and color-coded calendars, the lever is the checkout button. The purchase delivers a real, measurable hit of dopamine. And here is the cruel detail. The dopamine spikes hardest not when the box arrives, but in the moment of deciding to buy. The anticipation. The add to cart. By the time the thing shows up at the door, the feeling is already gone, which is exactly why the closet fills with items that still have tags on them. Dana has a closet like that. You might have a closet like that. A small museum of moments when you tried to feel better and it worked for about as long as the walk back to the car. Now watch how the trap tightens, because it does not announce itself. The more Dana earned, the more invisible the spending became. When you make $38,000, a $200 impulse buy feels like a crime and you notice it. When you make $140,000, a $200 buy feels like nothing, a rounding error, a Tuesday. So the guardrail that used to slow her down, that flinch of this is too much, quietly disappeared. The income did not just fund the habit, it anesthetized her to it. She lost the one early warning system she had, which was the feeling of it hurting. That is the loss frame nobody draws for you. We think a higher salary buys us safety. For an emotional spender, a higher salary buys silence. It removes the alarm without removing the fire. And the spending was never random, which is the thing that would have shocked Dana if anyone had charted it for her. It followed her feelings like a shadow. Look at the data of her own bank statement, and it reads like a diary she did not know she was keeping. The big purchases clustered on Sunday nights when the dread of Monday crept in. They spiked after every argument with her sister. They surged in the 2 weeks after a breakup so reliably you could have set a calendar by it. There was an entire winter where she was lonely, and her statement looked like she was furnishing a home for a family of 4. She was not buying things. She was self-medicating, and the pharmacy was open 24 hours and took her card. Let me say the part out loud that the budgeting apps will never say, because they want to sell you a spreadsheet. You cannot budget your way out of a feeling. You can have the most beautiful financial plan ever built, every category labeled, every dollar assigned, and it will collapse the first time you feel small and a website offers to make you feel chosen for $99 plus free shipping. The plan is not competing with your math. It is competing with your nervous system, and your nervous system is undefeated. This is why Dana, a genuinely smart woman, could explain compound interest to you and still not have $1,000 saved at 32. It was never about knowledge. The knowledge was sitting right there the whole time, watching her check out. So what did the unraveling actually look like? Not dramatic. Not dramatic. That is the trap of it. Nobody hits bottom in this story with a single catastrophe. It is slower and quieter and more humiliating than that. It looked like Dana putting a dinner with friends on a credit card and telling herself she would pay it off in full, then not. It looked like the minimum payment becoming a normal line item. It looked like her transferring money from savings to checking so often that the savings account became a decorative gesture, a thing that existed to be emptied. It looked like a 6-figure earner Googling how to ask for an extension on rent. It looked like a woman in a cold car at 32 doing quiet math about a candle. And the worst weapon she had was the story she told herself because it sounded so responsible. "I work hard," she said, "so I deserve this." Read that sentence again, because it is the most expensive sentence in the English language. I deserve. This is not a financial decision. It is an emotional one wearing a suit. It takes the purchase you were going to make to soothe yourself, and it dresses it up as a reward you earned, which means you get the dopamine and the moral high ground in the same swipe. Nobody told you that the word deserve is how your feelings smuggle themselves past your logic. Here is the peak of all of this, the thing I want you to carry out of this video and into the next time your thumb is hovering over a checkout button. The purchase is not the problem. The purchase is the smoke. The fire is the feeling you had 30 seconds before you reached for your phone. Emotional spending is not a spending behavior at all. It is a coping behavior that happens to cost money, and as long as you treat it like a math problem, you will keep losing, because you are bringing a calculator to a knife fight with your own loneliness. Dana finally got out of the car that night, and the thing that changed her was not an app, and it was not shame. It was one question that a friend asked her, almost by accident. Not how much did you spend? The friend asked, what happened today before you went to the store? And Dana realized she could answer it instantly. She had been passed over in a meeting. Someone had taken credit for her work. She had felt invisible at exactly 2 in the afternoon, and by 4 she was in a store, very visibly being asked if she needed any help finding a size, being chosen, being served, feeling like a somebody for the length of a transaction. That was it. That was the whole machine. The store was selling her the feeling of mattering, and she had been paying full retail price for it for 8 years. So let me hand you the thing nobody handed Dana until it had cost her most of her 30s. The next time you feel the pull to buy something you did not plan to buy, do not start with the price. Do not open the budget. Start with one sentence. What am I feeling right now? And what happened in the last few hours that made me feel it? You are not trying to talk yourself out of the purchase. You are trying to find the fire under the smoke. Because once you can name the feeling, the purchase loses most of its power. The lonely Sunday does not need a coat. It needs you to notice it is a lonely Sunday. This is the part where I am supposed to tell you. Dana fixed everything, and now she is rich. She did not become rich. She became honest, which turned out to be more useful. She still feels the pull. She told me she still gets the urge on Sunday nights and after the bad meetings and in the loneliness that money never actually touched. The difference is that now she catches the feeling before it reaches the checkout, and she has learned to ask the question that the entire retail economy is praying. You never ask yourself, which is simply, what is this really for? You make good money, or you will one day, and you have quietly believed that the number is the cure. It is not. A bigger income does not heal an emotional spender. It just removes the pain that used to warn you, and a habit you can no longer feel is a habit that gets to grow in the dark. Dana proved that on $140,000 a year, sitting in a cold car, hiding a candle from herself, you do not have a money problem. You have a feeling you have been paying to avoid. Stop buying the smoke. Go find the fire.